Last night on MasterChef Australia, it was the story of their culinary lives.
Absolutely smashing.
That's hard to beat. That's really hard to beat.
And Danny...
So I think it's a great dish.
Really beautiful.
...just missed the mark.
I'm sorry, you're out.
I feel like I'm walking away definitely with my head held high. I'm just so happy to have made it this far.
Tonight...
This is the biggest moment in our cooking careers so far.
I'm feeling very nervous.
Our finalists will not just work in a three-hatted restaurant. They will create and cook a dish worthy of the accolade.
The meat's too disjointed.
Nothing but the highest level of excellence will get past Sydney's top chefs. Peter Doyle, Mark Best, and Peter Gilmore.
Yeah, I'm feeling really out of my depth.
Stop panicking, just calm down.
To win,
What's this here?
they'll need to get every detail right,
If you do that, you guarantee yourself a spot in the finale.
leaving two contenders to face elimination.
Kate, Michael, Alana, our final three. Can you believe it?
We just finished cooking Elimination, our autobiographical story of our lives through 3 dishes, and Kate, Alana and I made it through.
You can go upstairs. There's some light refreshments up there waiting for you. Come on, off you go.
All right.
Have a nice time.
Say no to that.
Well done.
Thank
Guys,
you.
celebrate. Well done.
Thanks.
Yay!
Into the top 3.
Top 3.
Cheers.
There's such a huge weight off my shoulders at the moment.
How lovely that we can sit, have a glass of champagne, a few hors d'oeuvres, and celebrate the fact that we're in the top 3. Then the judges arrive. They're not just here to celebrate with us, I don't think. Something's coming.
But I'm sorry, we're going to have to break up the celebrations because your day isn't over yet.
Something told me there was more to this.
You are about to start the challenge that's going to take one of you straight through to the grand finale. And we'll send the other 2 into an elimination to fight for that final finale place.
I can't believe that we're at this point, that we're so close.
How it all plays out depends on these 3 envelopes. Each envelope has a course written on it. Entree, main, or dessert. Inside each envelope is the name of a restaurant that currently holds the much-coveted 3 hats. You will each take responsibility to prepare one of those courses at one of those restaurants.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Your challenge is to design a special that will appear on the actual menu and that fits perfectly into the standard and style of that 3-hatted restaurant.
Oh my God.
This is the biggest moment in our cooking careers so far. For me, it's a little insight into the world that I want to one day be in.
Helping us judge your dish tomorrow are the same people that gave these restaurants their 3 hats in the first place. The co-editors of the Sydney Morning Herald Good Food Guide, Terry Durack and Joanna Saville.
Oh my God, it's a fair bit of pressure. But in a way, I'm kind of excited about doing something a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Your performance is going to be judged on 4 elements. How you perform in the kitchen, serving it during a busy lunch service.
Service. In a 3-hatted restaurant? It's just a little bit daunting.
And then the taste of your dish. How it looks and how it fits with the philosophy of the restaurant. Does it look like it belongs on that menu at that restaurant? Who's going to get which envelope? We're going to let you decide that. Alana, what would you like ideally?
I would love dessert.
But Kate, you'd love dessert as well.
I love dessert. I knew I was going to have fun on my hands with Alana.
Well, I'll make it easy then, and I'm going to go for main, I think.
Alana, Kate, entree or dessert? How are you going to sort it out?
I'm thinking scissors, paper, rock.
All right.
Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Kate, you may take your choice of envelope from the table and straight for dessert. Alana, like all great meals, let's start with entree.
Okay.
Mark, very nice.
I'm Mark Best from 3 Hat and Restaurant of the Year, Mark Restaurant. To be a 3 Hat restaurant, you have to have a unique culinary vision. It has to be polished and consistent. Even though the ingredients may not exist together in real life, we make them come together on the plate. A lot of work goes into making things look simple and natural.
Michael, let's find out where your main's going to be the special.
Peter Doyle.
I'm Peter Doyle from 3 Hat at Est Restaurant in Sydney. The 3 Hat dish needs a certain sparkle. There needs a little bit of wow factor incorporated into the dish. We want things to taste of themselves, but we also want them to be enhanced so that they're a complete dish.
Let's see what sweet chalice you've picked up.
Key.
I'm Peter Gilmore, Executive Chef at 3 Hatted Restaurant Key. I'm very proud of having 3 hats. It's the ultimate accolade in Australia, so it's a pretty special thing. There's a certain elegance, I think, to a key dessert. There's almost a complex simplicity, if you like.
We're kicking off this challenge by getting you off to your respective restaurants. You get to meet each one of the chefs, have a chat with them, talk about what they expect and what this special is going to look like. Right?
Yeah.
Off you go.
OK.
Things couldn't be better. I've got dessert at Key. I feel like I've won already.
I head off to S to meet Peter Doyle and...
G'day, Peter. I'm Michael. Nice to meet you.
I feel so lucky, but I'm also freaking out.
So we're a very seasonally driven menu. Do you have a protein in mind?
Or there's a perfect time of year for venison.
Yeah.
And venison's one of my favourite proteins.
Right, OK.
Peter talked about seasonality, and the dish in my mind is winter on a plate.
This is just a slow-cooked dish we have on at winter.
Yeah.
Black Angus, Ranges Valley Black Angus beef rib.
Tasting one of Peter's dishes, I'm blown away.
It's very soft and melting. It's really rich too, so you need a few different ingredients to balance that richness.
That's as close to a perfect main course as you can get.
That's fantastic.
As you walk into Key, you can't help but look out the window. You've got the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House.
Hi, Peter. I'm Kate.
And then I walk in and there's Peter Gilmore.
The difference between a 3 Hat and a 2 Hat restaurant is originality.
Right.
But it's also got to be elegant
Yes.
and beautiful.
OK.
This is the Jules. It's only been on the menu for 2 months.
OK.
Jules is plated in front of me.
So this really sums up what we're looking
Yeah,
for.
right.
It's flavour, it's texture, but it's also visual. It has to be 3 Hat standard,
Yes.
or it's not leaving the kitchen.
Yep, fair enough.
Hi, Mark.
Alana, how are you?
Good, how
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've never been to Mark before, so I don't know too much about the food that's served there, but I have heard a lot about it.
This is calamari or squid, shaved very, very finely.
It's beautiful. I'm really feeling quite nervous about trying to put up a dish or create a dish that's going to be worthy of sitting in this restaurant. I don't know how I'm going to do this.
I'd like you to start at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll be in at 9:30 a.m. and I want to see pretty much a complete dish by then.
All right.
So there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do, yeah. It's frightening. It's really frightening.
so early in the morning that it's still dark, and I'm arriving at Key.
I stayed up till about 11:30 last night perfecting my dish for today.
It's a very small kitchen. It's a very quiet kitchen. The other chefs are already in here working. I'm pretty nervous coming into a three-hatted restaurant and putting together a dish.
I walk into the kitchen and I meet Mike. Morning, Mike.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
That's good, very well.
Managed to get some sleep?
A little bit. He can point to where equipment is.
So cooking obviously happens over there.
No, I've got induction.
And show me how the equipment works.
Ice cream churner's over here.
The dish I'm making today has lots of different components.
So my idea is to have orange jelly, coffee and cardamom ice cream, Kahlua mousse, coffee crumb, vincotto figs, and then a cardamom twirl somehow kind of perched on the ice cream.
I have a lot to get done this morning.
Pretty cool being in three-hatted kitchen alone. I'm kind of nervous though. I don't want to mess anything up for Peter and his boys. I guess the big part of today is when Peter finally tries the dish at 9:30 and either gives it the yes or the no. If he gives it the no or the change, I'm in big trouble. I'll have to work pretty quickly.
Today's challenge is for each of us to go into a three-hatted restaurant, create a dish that's good enough to sit on the menu at that restaurant. I'm going to be doing the entree at Mark, Michael's going to be doing the main at S, and Kate's going to be doing dessert at Key. Mark will be in a few hours and I'll be able to give him a few of my ideas of what I'm doing and hopefully he likes them. The dish I'm cooking today is a cold smoked citrus cured tuna with a lemon puree and a citrus and radish salad. The first thing I do is trim the tuna down. I've never trimmed back a piece of tuna this size before, so I'm kind of hesitant just to start hacking into it.
So the best part to use is probably just like the top third of it.
Where I can see that grain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm trimming up this piece of tuna, but I'm feeling so nervous just to even start cutting into it.
Just go for it.
Yep, all right. Because once you start cutting into it, you can't kind of just stick the meat back on if it's cut wrong.
Am I taking too much off there?
Yeah, a little take off less if you can. It's an expensive product.
I've got to prep my venison fillets and portion my fillets so I've got enough venison to cook for lunch.
Prepping the venison's very delicate, so it'll take a little bit of work, but hopefully not too long, because I don't want to spend all day just prepping a bit of venison because I've got a lot of other stuff to do.
My dish today is going to be roasted venison, beetroot, chestnut, pear and juniper.
With the chestnut puree, the beetroot and the pears, there's a lot of sweetness. I'm just hoping it's not too sweet.
The dish I'm cooking today is a coffee, cardamom and orange plate.
It's got a coffee and cardamom ice cream, a Kahlua mousse, a coffee crumb, an orange jelly, and some vincotto figs. Oh, and a cardamom twirl. With this mousse, I want it to be quite a sweet flavour because the coffee cardamom ice cream is going to have that real bitter coffee hit to it.
I've now got the Kahlua mousse done. Need to move on to the ice cream. I've been going for about an hour, so that's taken a little bit longer than I thought, so I need to speed up.
To cold smoke the tuna, I place some hickory chips into a fry pan and allow the flames to engulf the fry pan so then the hickory chips become alight. Top shelf. I use a cold oven and put the loin in the top rack of the oven. Cold smoking, basically, you're not actually cooking the tuna itself with the heat, you're just giving that flavour of smoke through it. I snuff that hickory chips with another fry pan, pop it into the bottom rack of the oven, lift the lid and quickly close the oven door. Oh, yep, good to know. It's in the eye.
That was pretty smooth on that.
It's all good. It's gone now. The tuna will now smoke in the oven without any cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes.
I've made my spice rub and now I'm going to get my sauce on and reduce down some white wine, some juniper and some pepper, and I'm going to mix them together to try and make a beautiful sauce. I'm going to have beetroot in this dish 2 ways, lovely roasted baby beets as well as some pickled beetroot, just to add a real difference of flavour and zinginess to a dish that's full of rich flavours.
The tuna's been smoking for about 5 minutes. I have a little taste of it. It has some smoky flavour to it, but I'm going to check with Mark when he comes in as to whether or not it needs any more.
So you're happy with that?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep, happy
So,
with that.
yeah, you can set it now if you want.
Yep.
Just, yeah, play around it.
The key to getting a nice piece of round meat is to put as much pressure onto the meat itself with the Glad wrap.
I've done some pretty crazy things in this competition, things I never thought I could possibly do. But the fact that today I'm putting up a dessert in a three-hatted restaurant in Australia, one of probably the best restaurant in Australia, try not to think about that too much. It's a little bit daunting.
To make the ice cream, I start by heating some milk and some cardamom. That's to get that cardamom flavour infused into the milk. At the same time, get some egg yolks and some sugar, whisking together over a bain-marie until it makes a soft ribbon stage. It's called a sabayon.
Now I'm pouring in the milk, which turns it into a custard, which, when I cook out, is ready as the base for the ice cream.
I add some coffee and whisk my little heart out. Peter wants to see a ready dish at 10. That means I have to have everything done by 10 so that I've got that extra time to make any changes before service. I have to whisk and whisk and whisk and whisk and whisk so it's light and fluffy before I put it into the churn and churn it. It takes about 8 minutes to churn, and then it needs to go into the freezer for about 2 hours to set.
Mark likes to create dishes where there's one key ingredient and then the rest of the ingredients are just there to just help boost the flavours. Another key element for my dish is the Iberico jamon crumb, and I'm also going to turn it into a bit of a chard as well. To make the jamon crumb, I rendered down some of the fat from the jamon. Into that I place some chopped echallots, some chopped garlic, and also the chopped jamon meat. Let that fry off to become golden crispy, then I tip in the breadcrumbs. I think it's a really nice textural element, but it also gives the saltiness that I need in the dish. Just hot coming through. And then I'm going to pop them into the dehydrator for around an hour or so, just to make them extra crispy. My biggest fear is doing hours and hours of prep. Then Mark comes in and says, hey, wrong idea, you have to start all over again.
Got just under 3 hours until the test dish, and I'm just starting to work on the jelly.
I've used an industrial juicer to get my orange juice, and the colour of the juice is actually quite creamy and foamy. I'm not quite sure if this jelly is going to turn out to be a beautiful clear jelly like I'm hoping.
It's 7:45. I've really got to get this jelly into the fridge so that it's got enough time to set before I need it.
To get rid of those little bubbles that inevitably come into a jelly as you're pouring it, you just use a blowtorch, and as soon as the heat hits the bubble, it pops. No more bubbles.
I start the chestnut puree. Chestnut and venison, I think, is a great combination. Chestnut's that really nutty sweetness that goes so well with the beautiful gaminess of that venison.
That's quite thin. Is that what you wanted? Right. Dip my little finger in there.
Yeah. It's not too sweet, is it?
It's going to be sweet anyway. Yeah. Is there a jus, a sauce?
There is a jus.
What flavour are you trying to get?
Juniper and a bit peppery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, if I close my eyes, I can't taste juniper. That's very thick. Too thick for me. And the thicker the sauce, the harder it is for those fresh flavours to shine through.
So I should start again, or...? Gary doesn't seem super confident with some of the components of my dish.
Look, personally, if I got it, I've got a slightly watered-down chestnut flavour, and that sauce doesn't shine for me.
Yeah. My puree is quite thin, and my sauce is not quite right for him. So before I've even seen Peter, I'm a bit thrown.
Today we're all cooking individually, each at a three-hatted restaurant.
Entrees are difficult to cook because they basically set up the entire dinner for somebody. What I'm working on now is just all the different garnishes that I'm thinking about for the salad for under the tuna. I'm just having a bit of a play around with some radishes, with some citrus, and just so that when Mark comes in, I can sort of show him some ideas and see what he thinks. I just really feel like I'm out of my depth. I'm creating a dish to the standard of a three-hat restaurant. If Mark doesn't like what I'm doing, it means I'm going to have to basically start from scratch with only a couple of hours to go.
What elements have you made?
I made the Iberico crumb.
OK. It's very tasty.
Yeah. I think that'll go nice with the tuna because it's a nice salt component.
Yep. What else have you made?
This has been cold smoked.
Yep. OK. Well, beautiful tuna, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
What I'm interested to see is, have you got enough of that smoke into it? The level of smoke on there, I question it.
George suggests that the tuna needs more of a smoky flavour in it.
Good luck.
Thank you. When Mark comes in, I'm going to get him to taste it then, and if I need to, I can pop it back in to smoke some more. I decided to make a hazelnut vinaigrette that Mark can taste when he comes in. I just think it might give a nice nutty flavour to the dish. All I've done is blitzed up some roasted hazelnuts and made a bit of a vinaigrette on the side and added those to it.
Alana, and I forgot to tell you, this isn't just the Three Hat restaurant. This is Sydney's Restaurant of the Year.
Whoa, bit of pressure there.
Venison's a really lean meat, so it's very, very easy to overcook. It's also very easy to undercook.
I've got one here, I'm just going to turn it in a sec.
So I have to hit my marks and time my venison exactly right.
It's got a hot pot behind you. I've got less than 2 hours until Peter Gilmore would like a sample dish. I've done the Kahlua mousse and it's in the fridge. I've done the ice cream and it's in the freezer, and I've done the jelly and it's in the fridge. So I'm in a good place in terms of the 3 major components, but I still have 3 more smaller components that are time-consuming that I still have to get done, so I'm moving on to them now.
To make the coffee crumb, it's a basic shortbread mix with coffee added in, because I need this biscuit base to be very crisp so that when it's ground in a food processor, it grinds to a fine crumb.
It's key. It's Peter Gilmore. I have to do well. There's no 2 ways about it. I'm aware that I'm the only person in the kitchen who's solely responsible for an entire dish, and that freaks me out a little bit. I'm also the only person in the kitchen who's an amateur, so, you know, that freaks me out even more.
Just hot coming through. The next step is making the lemon puree. I pop lemons into cold water, bring that up to the boil and let it bubble away until the lemons are really soft and just about to fall apart. The lemon puree will be just a little dollop on the side of the tuna, most likely. I have a bit of play around with it when it comes to plating up and see how I go. I blitz it up until it's a really fine puree. I'm kind of happy with the dish. I'm happy with the flavours. I'm not so sure about the plating of it. It's not feeling right at the moment, but I'm hoping Mark might be able to give me some guidance on that. It's 9:30. Mark's due in any moment now, so I've put together the dish how I would like to plate it and have a see what he thinks about it. I'm not sure about everything until he comes in and tells me whether he likes it or not. I might be on completely the wrong track at the moment.
How are you?
Oh, I'm stoked. Look at me.
You're in Key. You're in a
Key.
3 Hat restaurant.
I know.
One of the best in the country.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 trays of that.
It's just a little bit cloudy. Oh.
You wouldn't use it.
Then George tastes the coffee crumb.
What is this?
That's going to be a coffee crumb.
Has it got coffee in it yet?
Yeah.
Close your eyes and put that in your mouth.
And when I put it into my mouth, there's no coffee flavour.
Feeling a little bit disappointed. I just had George in and I hadn't even tasted the biscuit. There's no real flavour of coffee, so I'm going to have to start that again. He thinks that the jelly is a little bit cloudy, so I'm not sure if I need to do that again. So, yeah, I'm feeling the pressure.
I was hoping to have a dish to show Peter at 9:30 and it's almost 10 o'clock now and some of my ingredients aren't even ready. Peter's here and I know he's not happy.
Right, I just thought you'd have... Right.
I haven't finished my sauce. I need to get my beetroots on. I need to do my pears. My puree's still a bit up in the air.
But you've got to get them all trimmed, you've got to get them in the tray, you've got to get them in the oven, you've got to get them out of the oven, you've got to get them to cool down a little bit so you can handle them, you've got to get them all ready, you've got to get them portioned out.
Yeah.
So that's like it's already 10 o'clock. Take 5.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah.
And then while this is in the oven, you can start working on your sauce again, and then you can do your pears at the last minute. So time is of the essence now.
Yep.
Because our doors open at 12.
Yeah, I'm feeling really out of my depth.
This is the most nervous I've ever felt in any challenge so far.
Good morning.
Oh, finally Mark is here. I've been waiting for him all morning.
So I've got a dish that I've plated up here for you. See what you think.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm on the right track.
The cutting of the tuna, it's a bit uneven.
Yep.
I think we could do something with that. What's this here?
I made a little, just like a hazelnut vinaigrette.
Right. It's looking a bit vomit-like.
Mark's definitely not scared about being up front. He hasn't got to where he is now without telling people what he likes and what he doesn't like. And he doesn't like the hazelnut vinaigrette.
It looks curdled, and you know, curdled things brings to mind, you know, vomit.
Yeah.
So that's we don't want to do that.
That was something I wasn't sure about.
Other than that, you know, I think the basic elements are there. We just have to polish. It's
yeah, no problem.
It's that 80% is okay. Getting the extra 20% is, you know,
that's the tough
difficult.
part.
That's the tough
yeah,
part.
exactly. And do you think it needs any more smokiness in the tuna?
I think it needs a lot more
so
smokiness.
Do another batch of it?
Yep, you need to smoke that a lot more. So if you hadn't told me that was smoked, I wouldn't have picked it up.
Yep.
Peter wants to see a ready dish at 10. I know it's not looking right. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull this one off.
Kate, hi, it's 10 o'clock. How you going?
I'm going okay. I'm just playing around.
Okay.
I've had a few things that I'm, to be honest, not 100% happy with.
All right.
So we've got an orange jelly, which I think is a little bit on the cloudy side. That orange also looks quite yellow.
It does.
And I was expecting it to look more orange.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what to do about it, to be honest.
Okay, I'll tell you what we could do. We could do orange blossom water.
Yes.
And you could have a clear jelly.
Clear jelly with
rather than an orange jelly.
Yep.
Peter tastes each of the elements, and part of me is really happy because I know he's going to be able to help me with my problem.
This is a coffee crumb that I'm planning to put the ice cream on.
And the other part's a little bit embarrassed that he's there because what I have on the plate is looking awful, and two of the elements don't even taste right.
Yeah, it just tastes of biscuit.
It just tastes like biscuit. It doesn't. That doesn't have that coffee hit.
Beautiful texture.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the gloss on it too.
It's got good flavour.
You like it?
It's a nice balance between the cardamom and the coffee.
He likes the ice cream.
How big do you want the quenelle? Is that about right?
That's about the size I was thinking.
Well, give it a go. Put it on the plate.
That's not quite worked the way I wanted it to.
Fortunately, he's an incredibly gracious man, and I'm sure when he looks at that plate, he thinks, oh my goodness, why did I agree to this?
Okay. For me, it's too disjointed, right?
Yeah.
What I want to see is something more...
More like that.
Like that.
Yes.
I think you're on the right track.
Yeah,
but it's got a little bit of work.
It
You've got to
does.
fix the jelly, you've got to fix the crumbs, and you've got to bring it together.
Yep, okay.
To fix my sauce, there's a little bit more vinegar and some more juniper to enhance that flavour, and then to thin out the sauce that I've over-reduced with a little bit of water. I have a taste and it is better, and I'm relieved because that's a big component of this dish. I'm chuffed because, you know, I'm back on the right track, I hope.
Mark's just tasted the first dish, and the feedback that I have from him is to smoke the tuna a little bit more. I'm going to smoke it for about 10 minutes. Didn't get in my eyes this time. And to also take more care when I'm slicing it. The hazelnut dressing, he said, looked a bit like vomit, so I might tip that out, actually. Maybe a truffle vinaigrette might go well with the dish. I'm worried that I'm going to be pushed for time, but you know what? I've just got to knuckle down and get it done, because at the end of the day, a dish won't go out unless it's perfect in Mark's eyes. The truffle vinaigrette is a mixture of veal jus with some sherry vinegar and then some truffles. Truffles are very expensive, so I need to get this exactly right.
You have the vinaigrette, can I try it?
Yes. It's probably on the back of that spoon.
Look, it's pretty acidic as well.
Yeah.
Stage, so you need to... Not sure how we're going to repair that.
It's really difficult trying to keep a hold of the nerves that I'm feeling at the moment, but I need to keep them in check.
I'm going to put more sugar into it.
Sugar?
Or reduce it down a bit, maybe?
I would say we have to start again.
I'm starting to feel like achieving this dish is just slipping away. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a dish up at all.
The puree is definitely a a point of debate. It's thinner than I'd like, and I probably added too much cream, but you still get the chestnut flavour. I don't think I've got time to do it again. I think I'll just go with that.
My to-do list is I've got to redo the orange blossom jelly and I've got to get that in the fridge straight away so it sets. I've got to poach the figs for longer, and I'm also going to need to cook a few more tuile.
The second lot of coffee crumb biscuits are out of the oven.
Okay.
That's still not as strong.
There still isn't that coffee hit. I can't work out why I put so much coffee into this thing, how it doesn't have that strong coffee hit.
Here's two quadruple espressos.
Fantastic.
I'm so nervous. I'm so incredibly nervous.
Are you going for it? You're all
Yeah, I'm
over
just
it?
really worried about trying to slice this tuna up. That's about all I can get.
It's going to be hard to cut out 15 to 20 pieces of tuna that are all exactly the same width without any ridges as well. I need some exceptional knife skills to be able to do that properly.
I'm just worried.
Stop panicking, just calm down. It was a beautiful dish, can I give you that?
Okay.
But this is a three-hat challenge.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is start motoring, because you haven't got long to go before he wants to see another plate up.
I need
all right?
to.
And then before you know it, it's going to be lunchtime. Dockets are going to start flying in.
Yep.
And the food critics, you never know when they're going to walk in.
No problem.
Go for it.
Thank you.
It's 11:15 and I'm just getting my test plate sorted out. I can kind of sense that Peter's not that confident in my dish. It was a bit thin. Yeah, thicker would be better. Peter doesn't like this dish. I don't have much time to change it, and I think I'm up that creek without that paddle.
Are you putting your sauce underneath so you're not masking your...
So puree down one side, sauce down the other, is what I was thinking.
Okay.
I need to work out how I'm going to present and plate everything up, and I'm kind of feeling like this ship that I'm on that was cruising and I was loving is starting to sink, and I'm about to go down with it. I've decided to slice my venison into 4 parts today and just spread it out really nicely so you see the beautiful, perfectly cooked pink. So it looks like a big main course portion. It needs to be big enough to fill someone up. I was thinking something along the lines of that.
Okay. I'm much happier now than I was a few minutes ago.
Well, that makes me feel much happier too. When Peter finally sees my dish on the plate, I think it makes sense to him, and I'm glad, I think he sees that it all complements each other.
Grab a bit of puree and a bit of sauce. I think it's nice. The meat's beautiful. The sauce is really nice.
Maybe I'm on the right track after all.
Service is approaching, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable. Ice cream's done, mousse is done, jelly's done, figs are done. I've doubled the coffee content in this crumb, and I taste it. Yay! Tastes like a big hit of coffee.
Okay, you're going really well. I'm feeling confident now.
Are you?
A lot more confident than I was earlier.
Yeah, I know. It was not looking good.
I'm plating this with Peter watching over my shoulder, and I'm feeling very nervous.
But I think you've nailed it.
It works?
I'm pretty happy with that.
It's so surreal to have Peter Gilmore stand beside me, look at a dish that I've created, and for him to say, I'm happy with that. I'll send that over the pass. Wow.
On the second attempt at the truffle vinaigrette, I'm really cautious about adding the truffles until Mark comes in and tells me whether it's good or not.
Have you tasted this?
Yes, tasted that.
Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. You can add the truffle and off you go.
Thank you very much for that.
I feel like that I've done the major components of my dish. It's just the plating. The little fiddly bits that I need to get done before service starts, which is what's really putting a lot of pressure on me. You're stepping into a 3-hatted restaurant and trying to put a dish together that's worthy of being in here. That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if even too many other chefs would even want to do that job.
I've got a dish that I plated up here for you.
So you've taken it from looking fairly ordinary to something that looks quite beautiful now.
Yeah.
So you had all the elements there. It's just a matter of having that confidence to put it onto the plate. So lock that in.
Yep.
Well done.
Mark, Alana's had some struggles to get to this point.
She has, yeah.
Are you happy with the result?
I'm really impressed because she's actually listened to what I've said and taken the advice to heart, and she's put it on the plate, which is wonderful.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, after a last-minute flurry trying to get the dish right, now I just can wait and just let the orders start rolling in.
Let's get the waiters in and you can go through the description of your dessert with them. Okay, guys, come in, let's go.
Hi, guys. Basically what we've got is coffee and cardamom ice cream, a Kahlua mousse with an almond and coffee crumb, some poached figs and an orange blossom jelly. Would you like to taste it?
Absolutely. And you use orange blossom tea to use the jelly?
Just an orange blossom syrup, like a orange blossom water.
What do you think, guys?
Thank you.
Good? Good flavours, good textures?
And the venison, please.
Thank you, sir.
2 venison, veg mash.
I get the first order for 2 venisons. It's on an order with some entrees, so there's still a while till I need to actually have these venison up on the pass.
Right, I've still got a couple minutes on the rest.
I think once I get that first plate out, then I'll be able to relax, but it's just doing that very first plate, which is the most nerve-wracking.
Chef, 3 tuna wet, table 21, please. Alana, 3 tuna, table 21, please.
Yes, chef.
Straight up, thank you.
Mark calls the first order away. Service has started.
You need to clean your plates, yeah? So there's no fingerprints on it.
Yep. The tuna is the first element that goes on the plate. I then just sort of drop the salad and just let it fall naturally.
Got a bit of an issue with the tuna. It's not very uniform, is it? We spoke before about it being uniform.
Yeah.
Sharp knife straight through.
Yeah, I was trying to do it, but...
Yeah, Mark, restaurant at this level, we don't try, you know? It's not 90%, it's not 95%, it's 100%.
Okay.
That means obviously we can't serve these, so you're going to have to replate.
So I have to grab another 2 pieces and start from scratch. It's annoying to have to replate everything because that takes time and that means that the customer's not getting their order quick enough. This one here has gone a bit funny. Is that all right?
You have to replate it.
All right, okay.
That's what happens. Yeah? Lift the tuna up, lift the garnish up. It's relatively easy, but you don't want to make mistakes.
When you've got the chef there calling for the dish, saying, how long, how long?
Alana, let's go, please.
You're still trying to plate it up, but you're trying to plate it up without shaking, without being too nervous. Yeah, it's pretty scary.
You ready, Alana?
Yep.
Let's go.
5 seconds.
Right, we gotta go, we gotta go. Put it down. Thank you.
I feel a sense of relief getting the first dishes out there.
Interesting.
Bring on the next order, I say.
I'm so excited about being able to cook a dish at S Restaurant for paying customers, but there's a lot of pressure on it, and I'm really feeling that because I don't want to stuff this up and I don't want to mess with Peter's reputation.
I'm going to do 4 minutes each side now.
You may not even need to flash it for 2 minutes. It might only need a minute or something.
Yes, chef.
Beautiful. It's important that you try and slice them all nice and evenly.
Yeah.
It's very exciting seeing my first dish completed and sitting on that pass about to leave. On the S pass, this 3-hatted restaurant that somehow I'm cooking in.
Okay, Kate, you're on. Let's go. First dessert order. 1 cherries, 1 coffee and cardamom. Did you hear me, Kate?
Yes, chef.
Thank you.
The first dessert order is in.
Okay, Kate.
Yes.
What you got to do here, there's 2 desserts on this order. They've got to go out exactly the same time.
I can't believe I'm in Key, in Peter Gilmore's kitchen, plating up some real plates for real people out in the dining room. I'm nervous. I've got to get this right. It's got to be perfect.
Yep, done. that everything?
12.
12. Service. That was
Are you
too
happy
long.
with that, Kate?
I am happy with that. Are you happy with that?
I'm very happy with that.
Okay,
I think
good.
it's very good. Excellent, okay. Let's go, table 1. We've got a little spot there. Okay, they've got to be perfect, yeah?
Okay,
Presentation,
yes.
yeah?
It's really important. Yep.
Okay, we're going table 1. Coffee and cardamom position 2. Cherries.
For all the work that I've put into this dish, to now see that first one walk out the door, it's a great sense of satisfaction. It's made it over Peter Gilmore's pass.
Welcome Terry Durack and Joanna Saville, co-editors of the Sydney Good Food Guide. Well, we're starting here at Mark, where Alana's doing the entree.
Ordering 4 wraps, 4 tuna.
So the special entree is a smoked citrus tuna with citrus salad, lemon puree, and truffle.
Fantastic, and we'll have 3 of those. Thank you very much.
Alana, I need 3 tuna straight up, please.
Okay,
For Alana to come into this kitchen and put up a dish that fits with Mark Best's ethos of technical advancement and perfection, I think is going to be a big call for her.
Come on, Alana, let's go. Yep, beautiful. Yep, don't place it, just let it drop.
Yep.
Not too much. Just put it mainly on the tuna and then just flick it off onto the plate a little bit. That's it, beautiful.
Because I'm first up with the entree, I need to set that bar as high as I possibly can.
Okay, ready to go, chef, please?
Otherwise, if it's too low, both Kate and Michael are just going to step straight over it.
Thank you. Pretty.
There's something about just that lovely colour, springtime almost on a plate thing happening here that's actually quite inviting.
And the shine on that piece of tuna is quite extraordinary.
Well, Alana's entree certainly looks beautiful. Let's see how it tastes.
It's a lovely piece of tuna.
It's interesting, the undercurrent of smoke in the tuna. Light, but there.
I must say that when I heard the word smoked, I thought, being here at Mark, we might get something that actually exuded a little vapour on the plate.
Sure.
Obviously, the vapour happened out in the kitchen.
I think some trickery has gone on with the lemon puree, don't you? Because it looks like mayo, but it tastes like lemon puree.
Everything is beautifully done, beautifully executed. The individual elements are absolutely perfect. But you just feel that maybe there's a bit too much going on.
That beautiful tuna flavour is not coming through as strongly as it should do.
I find it very delicious and light and refreshing. Entrees can be a little too much like a mini main course, and this is very much an appetiser, and it's awakening the palate.
Terry, does Alana's dish fit into the Mark menu?
I think on appearances, I'd have to say yes. But in terms of that balance of flavour, I think Mark is one of the experts at making every flavour on the plate work for its living. And I think maybe we don't have that sort of ultra razor-sharp thing happening on the plate. But if I'd sat down to that dish not knowing anything about it, I would be totally convinced in my head that a chef of some standing and some experience had created this.
Yeah, yeah.
For an amateur to do that, it's a very impressive.
Unbelievable.
Very impressive. The first dish down on this progressive 3-hat lunch. But now it's time to head to Est and to see how Michael's going with the main course.
Okay, let's go.
And the venison, please.
Thank you, sir.
When the orders start piling up for my dish, I get a little bit lost. It's hard. You know, there's so much cooking involved.
This is the middle course. This is main course cooked by Michael, and I'm excited to see how he's going to deal with Peter Doyle.
Michael, maybe just give the venison another 30 seconds to a minute in the oven.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit resistant.
Yes, chef, thank you.
So
This is my one chance to cook at Eston. I don't want to fluff it.
I think we'll go through the specials, please.
Yeah, please. Excellent.
I've got no idea which of my dishes are going out to the judges.
New order, 3 venison. Is there anyone there?
Yes, chef. Halfway through service, and I've gone from cooking really, really well to cooking crap.
So I just called 3 on order.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
100%, yeah?
Yes, chef. So you just called 3?
Yeah, that was a new order of 3.
I've had a lapse in concentration, and I've sliced my venison so unevenly.
just make that first slice a bit thicker, yeah, so they're all nice and even.
It's just not right. Peter's got an eagle eye on me. He's making sure every dish I send out is good enough.
Do both dishes, like everything on each dish, ready to go. Yep.
Oh, yep.
I know what Peter's like, that if it's not right, it ain't coming out.
So we might be hungry.
might be here for a while.
OK, so venison, I need it up in 2 minutes.
Yes,
because
chef.
it needs to be up
2 minutes.
finished in 2.
Oui, chef.
The roast venison, beetroot, chestnut, pear and juniper. Does that sound like an S dish?
It completely sounds like an S dish. If you look at the rest of the menu, it has the same kind of syntax. It's just single words describing the elements of a dish.
Your plate's going cold right now. Yep. Are you dressing these? Get those dressed. They can sit there warm and dressed. It doesn't cost you anything.
The last 3 dishes I've got, I've plated up, but just slack.
When you put these down, try and keep them nice and evenly spaced as well.
Yep.
So I need it done, please.
Venison?
Yes.
1 minute, chef.
I need it faster than that, please.
Yes, chef.
You got some more sauce there, Michael? This one looking dry, yes?
Yes, chef. Still looking all right?
Yeah, make sure you're getting the spacing on your venison nice.
Yep.
Don't cramp it all up together.
They weren't as good as the others.
Well, if no one else is going to say it, I am. Wow.
Indeed.
Is it a Peter Doyle dish on appearance?
I think it certainly looks worthy of being on this table in this restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice juniper flavour in that gravy,
Yeah.
which kind of kicks against the pepperiness. How about those radishes? Are they too crunchy?
The vegetables are half crunchy and half well cooked through, and I actually think that's probably intentional.
Yeah, I think it's a good contrast. So you've got the earthy sweetness of the beetroot, you've got the little sharpness of the pear, and then you've got a bit of crunch. That's what you're looking for, really, isn't it? Little surprises all the time, so that you're not getting the same flavours, the same textures in your mouth all the way through the meal.
And Joanna, what's the best thing on the dish for you?
I think the meat is beautifully cooked. I slightly question the chestnut puree just because it's got a certain texture and sweet sourness to it that maybe doesn't quite act as a counterpoint the way perhaps a mash or something might have done. But no, I think it's a beautiful dish.
So this dish, you know, everything works, and it works in terms of season, it works in terms of flavours. The textures are all compatible.
I feel like we're almost talking about a Peter Doyle dish. That Michael has achieved that elusive thing of putting up a dish that tastes like it belongs in this
While
restaurant.
I was eating this dish, I was having to remind myself actively that this is Michael's dish. And because, you know, as you said, I'm in Est, I'm eating an Est dish, and you just fall in line with the experience.
Well, an absolutely beautiful main. Let's go and see how Kate's dessert at Key stacks up.
Can't wait.
New order, chef, please. Okay, thank you. We have 3 coffee and cardamom desserts.
Yes, chef.
Okay, let's go.
Dessert time has kicked in, and I don't know how fast and crazy this is going to get.
Table 41's dessert.
Guys, pressure's on, okay? You got 2 more coffee and cardamom.
Yes,
you got a cherry, you got a snow egg. Let's go.
Yes, chef.
Well, this is the final chapter in our three-hat odyssey around this beautiful city. We're here at Key, where Kate is making dessert for Peter Gilmore. It's a big ask, because I think Key's probably the home of the most famous dessert in all of Australia, the snow egg that basically decided who won between Adam and Callum in last year's MasterChef.
To do a dessert in Key, if you can make it here, you'll make it anywhere.
Table 21 away, please.
Yeah. Okay, table 21 away. Snow egg and cake, please.
There is one that sort of you think, I don't think I've seen that here before.
Which is?
It's the coffee and cardamom. Instantly you're saying, coffee and cardamom what?
Okay, let's go. Service, please. Desserts away. Coffee and almond, position 3, position 4.
Well, it's intriguing, and that's the main thing. We all want to order it.
Okay, Kate, you have 8 coffee and cardamom. Let's go.
Okay, thank you. I've got to get 8 plates out all at the same time. And they've got mousse, which can collapse.
Okay, just looking at the clock.
Yes.
We need to start hurrying up, okay?
Yes, chef. They've got ice cream, which can melt.
Okay.
Okay, how long on table 4, please? Waiting a while.
30 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, we're coming up to 10 minutes already. Really need to step on the gas now,
Yes,
okay?
chef. Oh, no, I can't stumble at this last hurdle, can I? I've come so far. I've just got to get this done.
A little dot here. Good.
This is the coffee and cardamom dessert for you to enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Pretty.
It is pretty.
Yeah.
So it's actually got the first step happening for me, you know. I want to try it.
In fact, I'm dying to taste it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lightness of flavour, and yet you get plenty of it.
And there's a fair whack of alcohol in there, too. I like the bitterness in the crumb.
Yep.
I think that's clever.
Do you like the way the crumbs stuck together? Do you want something that's a little bit more kind of dusty?
No, I quite like that.
I quite like it. I think if it were dry, I like that there's a little moisture in the crumb.
The flavours are incredibly complementary. It's good texture. The ice cream is incredibly smooth. That's
It's pure class as a dish, I have to say. It is classy.
She's worked very hard with that crumb, too.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, she's worked very hard full stop with all these elements.
I love the crunch, but the figs are just inspired. I mean, to put those figs in, you're putting nearly a savoury element into a sweet thing, and I think that's that's the crowning moment.
I'm an ice cream fanatic, and I do think she's done a great job with the ice cream.
For me, the hero of that dish, the thing that stands out is that ice cream. It's beautifully
it's the
made.
smoothness of that.
It's incredibly
lovely, smooth, creamy texture.
And the flavours are beautifully melded together.
I'm just wondering if there should be one more element on the plate. I just feel like I'm missing something, because what I always expect here in this restaurant is I get that extra element that comes up and surprises you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that extra element that's missing.
Something hidden. Something hidden underneath.
Something that you weren't expecting.
Yeah. And we're talking about an amateur cook who's delivered a dish that, you know, that doesn't look out of place.
It's a mammoth achievement, really.
Huge, isn't it? Absolutely huge.
Absolutely magnificent.
I'm very proud
in
of
that level, and the way she's really tried to make it fit the surround.
Kate, okay, it's the end of service. I think for an amateur, you've done an incredible job. You really have.
Well done. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Bit of pressure there for a while, but you came through, I think. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Busy service, so well done. I think you were thrown in the deep end, but I think you came through.
The dish has got progressively better. I was a little bit disappointed in the last 3. I think you dropped your bundle a little bit.
I hope you were happy with what I sent out. So.
Well, you know, it wouldn't have gone out if it wasn't.
That's very true. That's very true.
Guys, I think Kate deserves a round of applause for today's effort. Well done.
The three of us walk into this kitchen to hear the biggest verdict of the competition so far. I'm freaking out because all I can think of is that last 5 minutes of service.
Your challenge was for each of you to create a dish for the only 3-hatted restaurants in Sydney, Mark, Est and Key. You then had to prepare and cook your dish for today's lunch service. You were judged on 4 key things: your kitchen performance, the presentation of your dish, how that dish tasted, and most importantly, how that dish fitted your restaurant's menu and that chef's food philosophy.
Today was about winning, pure and simple. If you do that, you guarantee yourself a spot in the finale. And that is what you dreamed of, that is where you want to be. However, if you don't win, you go straight into elimination. Two of you will go into tomorrow's elimination where you'll have to fight it out for your place.
I want to go straight through to the finale and just know that my spot is secured.
Before we tell you who's going through to the grand finale, we want to give you some feedback. Alana, in terms of your performance in the kitchen, Mark and I agreed that you're definitely very nervous, but you're very disciplined, very focused, and you had your eye on the job.
Yeah, thank you.
Alana, at the tasting table, your smoked tuna entree was contemporary, beautiful to look at, showed lots of fine technique, and it was deliciously refreshing. Where it missed the mark was in terms of the technical sophistication that you normally find on a marked dish.
I knew it was a beautiful dish. Whether it had the wow factor of a 3-hatted restaurant, probably not.
Michael, Peter Doyle thought you could be a bit faster, but you know what? He was very impressed with how you listened. He could see that twinkle in your eye, the fact that you took on the advice that he gave you, and that is crucial.
Michael, wow. That lovely little surprising bursts of flavours, juniper, pepper, beetroot, the sweetness of the pear. That was a dish that looked like it belonged on the menu at Est. If we'd been sitting there ordering a degustation of that had come out, it wouldn't have skipped a beat. It was amazing.
Wow.
So worried.
My jaw hits the floor. They liked my dish.
Well, Kate, of what I saw of you in the kitchen and of what Peter told us, you definitely needed some guidance, some tweaking. But once told that, you acted immediately and you fixed it. Well done.
Thank you.
Kate, your dessert, wow. Those shimmery little diamonds of jelly. And that ice cream, which was impossibly smooth. And it looked like it belonged on the key menu. It looked like it could snuggle down in a blanket like a small puppy and go to sleep. It was that comfortable there. It was a great, great effort.
Thank you.
It sounds like the judges have loved the dish that I've put up.
You're about to find out which two of you are going to face off in an elimination. And of course, the one person that goes straight through into the finale. Alana, I'm sorry, you're going through to elimination.
I feel defeated, but tomorrow is not an elimination. Tomorrow is about winning the challenge again.
Tomorrow is going to be your last chance to fulfill your dream. If you want to secure a place in the finale, you have to put everything of yourself into it. Michael, Kate, one of the two of you is about to go straight through into the finale. You both did an incredible job today. But there can be only one winner.
Michael got some incredibly good feedback, and I got good feedback too. This could go either way.
The winner of today's challenge and the first person through to the grand finale of MasterChef 2011 is Michael. Oh, Michael, well done.
I've never been so happy in my entire life. I'm there!
Good job.
How do you feel, mate?
I'm speechless. This is the best day of my life.
Michael, what it came down to was that killer question. Is this a three-hat dish? Is this a dish you sit and see and go, that is a three-hat dish, that is a Peter Doyle dish? And that's what you did today.
Oh, my God.
And Kate, that close to doing it too.
So close, but not quite there.
Michael, if it hasn't sunken in yet, let me tell you once more. You are through to the 2011 Grand Finale.
It hasn't sunk in yet.
It's going to be huge, my friend. Huge. Michael, we'll see you very, very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, man.
Well done, Michael.
Champagne tonight. Yeah? Give it a bit. Give it a bit, Michael. Yeah!
As I walk out of the doors, I have a look up and just sort of, you know, just look to somewhere where Dad might be. I miss him, but he'd be very proud wherever he is.
Alana, Kate, one of you's going to make that grand finale, but for one of you, it will be the end. Just come in fighting. That's all you have to do.
Part of me is actually kind of looking forward to whatever they've got in store for us tomorrow. And just because we didn't get into that finale round first, doesn't mean we can't win this thing.
One of you could still be Australia's next MasterChef. So go home and have that in your mind. Off you go, guys. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm really determined to make that finale. I just need to cook tomorrow, cook better than Kate, and then I'm in. It's simple.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
The worst case scenario.
Oh, no.
He is the sweet assassin, Adriano Zumbo.
Oh my God!
What the fairy tale house has he got there?
It's the final elimination.
You knew this was going to be a house of horrors.
The toughest pressure test ever.
What do you think's harder, the gingerbread house or the Crockenbush?
Oh, I think this is, by far.
So who will have the fairy tale ending?
Just remember what's riding on this. Last place in the finale.
And who will fall at the final hurdle?
For one of you, the dream is about to end.